In this video lesson, we're going to look at applying our prime factorization skills to find the least common multiple. This is an important skill for Math 10 students because it's an application of prime factorization, and other questions in the course are going to be about least common multiples in disguise. For example, a question about finding the lowest common denominator for some fractions would be a least common multiple question. As a reminder of some expectations for students with this lesson, we should understand the word multiple. For example, a multiple of 5 means that 5 is a factor of that number, and a multiple of 7 means that 7 is a factor of that number. We should recognize our exponential notation, and we should be able to complete prime factorizations. When we talk about a least common multiple, or LCM, this is the smallest multiple that's shared by all of the numbers being compared. In our lesson about greatest common factor, we mentioned that the answer for greatest common factor could not be bigger than any numbers in the list. In this case now, for least common multiple, our answer cannot be any smaller than any of the numbers that are being compared. When you last thought about least common multiple, you may have thought about this in terms of creating a list, writing out the multiples of 16, and writing out a list of the multiples of 40. And we notice a least common multiple of 80. Our problem, of course, is that we are going to work with much larger numbers in Math 10, so prime factorization becomes very helpful. This time around, when we look at our prime factorizations, we're looking to include all the different pieces, and we want to include the largest possible exponents. So here, where I see powers of 2, my least common multiple is going to include the larger exponent, 2 to the power of 4. And in order to be a multiple, we also have to have that factor of 5, so our least common multiple will include 5. In the expanded form, this least common multiple is equal to 80, just the way we expected with our lists. Our strategy then for finding least common multiple in Math 10 is going to be to find the prime factorization, identify all of the unique factors in those lists using the largest exponent when we have common powers, and then we'll multiply or expand to find that least common multiple. And so in this example, let's push pause and find the prime factorizations for each number. Once we have our prime factorizations, for the powers of 2, we're going to choose the larger power of 2, in this case 2 to the power of 4. And for the powers of 3, we will again choose the larger power of 3, 3 to the power of 4, and the least common multiple for this pair of numbers will be 1,296. Notice that that would take a fair amount of time if we were writing out lists. Building off what we understand, we'll try and find the least common multiple for 20, 54, and 150, once again starting by taking a few moments with the video on pause to find our prime factorizations. Looking for our unique factors, every factorization includes a power of 2, the largest power of 2 being 2 squared. We have powers of 3 included. Our largest power of 3 is a 3 cubed, and we have some powers of 5 included, the largest power of 5 being a 5 squared. And so our least common multiple here in expanded form will be 2,700. So to review, our strategy to find the least common multiple with prime factors is to find the prime factorizations, identify all the unique factors, including factors which may only show up in one of the numbers, and where we have common powers, use the power with the largest exponent. Lastly, we're going to multiply or expand our exponential notation to find our least common multiple.